Shalom to all lovers of the Jewish nation, the land of Israel, the God of Israel, and His Torah. Today I will be reading to you from the book Pninei Halacha, Ha'am V'Ha'aretz, Pearls of Jewish Law, the Nation and the Land, written by Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, who is the rabbi of the community of Har Bracha in the Shomron. And this is a preliminary translation from the original Hebrew. And today I will be reading a section entitled Government Decisions that Contradict Torah Law. In general, decisions of the Knesset and the government of Israel must be followed by the populace in adherence to the rule Dina de Machuta Dina, or in English, the law of the kingdom is the law. According to most poskim, or Jewish law arbiters, this principle applies not only to Jews living in foreign countries under foreign governments, but also to Jews living in Eretz Yisrael. Even according to poskim who maintain that Dina de Machuta Dina does not apply in Eretz Yisrael, this regards a non-Jewish government. But a government that is Jewish certainly has the authority of Tovei Ha'ir, or the elected leaders of a community. There is also an opinion that a Jewish government that the nation has accepted upon itself has some of the attributes, privileges, and legal status of Malchut Yisrael, or the Kingdom of Israel. Therefore, the decisions of the Knesset and Israeli government are binding, such as in matters of taxation, traffic laws, business regulations, and the like. However, one exceedingly great exception stands invincible against the laws of the state. Any law that opposes the commandments of the Torah has no power, and no authority can force a person to obey it. We learn this from the example of Yehoshua ben Nun, who, as leader of Israel, had the power to decree laws, and anyone rebelling against his authority was liable to death. However, when the nation accepted upon themselves his leadership, they tendered their obedience to him on one condition, saying, "Only be strong and exceedingly courageous, and observe to do according to all of the Torah which Moshe, my servant, commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand, nor to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go." In other words, Yehoshua's laws and enactments would have power over them on the condition that he fulfill this verse. If he were to execute orders that were in opposition to the Torah, his words would be null and void, and no Jew need heed his command. This is the ruling of the Rambam, who wrote in his book of Laws of Kings and Their Wars that if a king decreed that a mitzvah be eradicated, he is not to be listened to, since the king himself is a servant of the king of all earthly kings. If this is the case regarding a Jewish king who was appointed by a prophet, possessing the stature of Moshe Rabbeinu, and the Sanhedrin and Am Yisrael agreed, certainly people do not have to listen to any laws enacted by a modern-day Jewish government in opposition to the Torah. For example, if a government were to pass a law which would force a person to desecrate the Shabbat, or to eat a forbidden food such as pork, or to uproot Jews from their homes and communities in Israel, thus abrogating the mitzvah of dwelling in the land, then according to the Torah, these governmental laws would have no legal foundation or force, and every Jew would have the obligation to oppose the implementation of these blasphemous enactments. Accordingly, if a government were to outlaw Jews from settling a part of Eretz Yisrael, a law of this sort would have no binding force because it stands in opposition to the mitzvah of Yeshuv Haaretz, or settling the land of Israel, regarding which our sages said it is equal to all of the commandments in the Torah. Nevertheless, if a group of Jews were to request permission from the government to settle a certain location, the government has the authority to alter the site of the proposed settlement to an adjoining area for reasons of public interest, such as the need to build a highway at that desired location or plant a national forest. But if a government says that a certain area cannot be settled because they do not want any Jews to live there, this decree contradicts the Torah and God's promise to to give the land of Israel to the nation of Israel, and such a policy has no binding force. The former chief rabbi of Israel and the Israeli Defense Forces, Rabbi Goren, may his memory be for a blessing, according to the Rambam, ruled that if an Israeli government owes its majority to the support of Arab members of Knesset, its enactments have no authority. As long as the majority of Jews do not support such a government, it does not have any authority to decide matters concerning any aspect of the Jewish nation and its right to maintain sovereignty over Eretz Yisrael. This was also the opinion of Rabbi Aaron Soloveitchik, who ruled that it was forbidden to take part in any withdrawal or evacuation, and thus violate the Torah commandment, do not stand idly over the blood of your fellow Jew. Shalom.